A young man, Jefferson Tam. For what? She frowned in distaste. The killing of his father. Ma! I stared at her. Murder? I clamped my mouth shut before any words like can't or don't got out. I was in a real bind. My mother's attitude toward my PI career has zigzagged from disgust, disapproval, and attempts at deterrence to, on good days, a kind of pointedly exaggerated patience, a showy expectation that I'll get this out of my system and turn to a pursuit worthy of a good Chinese daughter. That she would bring me a case and demand I take it is something I never would have imagined 5 years, or 5 minutes ago. Many things about this profession escape my mother, though. One is that PIs generally don't get involved in homicides. It's understandable she'd miss that point, on 2 counts. First, some of my past cases actually have included homicides. Once or twice, when the suspicious death showed up, I'd turned the whole thing over to the cops. But other times, for various reasons, I was in too deep by that point and I just stayed in. Second, as far as my mother's concerned, homicide, tax evasion, and jaywalking are all as bad as each other. Criminals on every level are dangerous, unsavory people, and if I insist on getting involved with them, why draw the line at murder? I watched her sew. In midwinter, the sun never quite makes it into our living room, so even though it was barely 2 o'clock, my mother sat in a pool of lamplight. This case could represent the first tiny thaw, the sharp edge of the wedge, the foot in the door, a change in her attitude toward my career. And it was a case I had no business taking. Tell me about it, Ma. If I knew all about it, why would you have to investigate? Her needle flicked. Jefferson Tam is innocent. You will find things out. Then you will clear up this mistake. How do you know what happened? She gave me a look as disbelieving as it was disapproving. As usual, you are not listening. I just told you I don't know what happened. But whatever happened, Jefferson Tam did not do this crime. He's your father's cousin. Oh, right. A relative of my sainted father, and therefore incapable of such an act. I see. But that's not what I meant. How do you even know he's in jail? His uncle called me, Captain Pete Tam, from Clarksdale, Mississippi, to ask me to send you there. I digested this news. If this uncle knew I was a PI, it could only be because my mother had told him. Something I thought she only ever did if wild horses were dragging it out of her. Then she dropped the capper on my weird day with Ma. But do not think for a minute, Ling Wanchu, that I'll permit you to go to the Delta of Mississippi alone. Permit me? It's your idea. Of course it is. You'll go help your cousin, but not alone. You will tell the white baboon he has to go also. 2. So let me get this straight. My partner, Bill Smith, poured himself a cup of coffee. An hour after being more or less hired by my own mother. Do you say hired when there's no possibility of turning the job down and you can't expect to get paid? I was at Bill's Tribeca apartment, a big windowed place above a bar on Late Street. I already had my mug of oolong tea and was curled up in the easy chair by the piano. There's lots of tea at Bill's place. Not that he has any idea what to buy in that department. You'd think after all this time, starting from our sometimes co-worker days up to our current full partner situation, he'd have caught on. But no. So I stock his shelves out of self-interest. Your mother not only wants you to go to Mississippi to work a case, Bill said, settling on the sofa. She wants me to go with you. Do you think I need to get her a mental health exam? Maybe so. Maybe she's got some weird dementia that makes you sane in your old age. What exactly did she say? She said I had to go to the Delta, which has never been on my radar as a destination, and which, by the way, I don't think she even knows where it is.